Second video. In this video, we'll have a look at the MinGW compiler. It's a compiler for C in Windows. It's a port of GCC. So before this, Windows has a lot of compilers like Borland C++, VC++, or Turbo C++. These are different compilers which were available, but none of them took to the next level. But whereas in the Linux world, the GCC was the predominant thing, and it stayed forever. Till date it stays the best. Okay, GCC nothing but GNU C++ is the GCC. It comes with all the Linux package, Linux distributions by default. Okay, so even for Windows people, like it is better to use a GCC compiler since it is being a standard compiler and it has been used in almost all the applications behind the scenes wherever the GC is used. I mean C is used ideally. Okay. So in that perspective, like we'll start with having a look at what is MinGW, how to download it, then we'll go for it. Okay, for example, if you are in Linux, the GCC would be a part of your Linux system. Go to your terminal. I mean, here I don't have a terminal, so in Linux you will have a terminal. Go to the terminal and type GCC. Okay, if you type it, if the compiler is already there, it will ask for the input files. Okay, so 99.99% of cases it comes as a bundled package. If it is not there, you use your apt-get or whatever installer package manager to install it. Okay, so that is a part. Okay, this I mean, whatever I have installed is this similar emulation of GCC in Windows. Okay, you can get it from the internet, so it's for free. Just Google it and you'll be able to find it. So when you Google, go to the Google and then search MinGW, which stands for minimalistic GW for Windows. Okay, this the title is there. Okay, so you'll start with, there are two ways to install GCC. One is MinGW, another way is through a Cygwin. Cygwin is a Linux environment which will be running in Windows itself. So being most of the users are Windows user, I'm just using this. If you are a Linux user, you can skip all this part and directly go to the usage of GCC. Okay, so that's the place where you can start with. Okay, so one, as I said, the second one is a Cygwin. So it downloads, it's a bit bulkier package which comes with a lot of other things for Linux, but in this scenario we want only C compiler, so I would always prefer to go with the MinGW. If you click it, it will take you to the site, and as usual go to the downloads page where you will find the place to download for Windows installer, MSI installer. You will find it. So it could be of a 32-bit or a 64-bit package. There is also another option, something called code blocks. CODE, code blocks is there. If you the same way, if you search for code blocks also, you will be able to download the same. That is an IDE. Code block is an IDE which internally uses MinGW. Okay, code block is an IDE for Windows, for C and C++, and it uses MinGW at the backend. Okay, just click it, you will get that will get downloaded. I mean MinGW. Okay, so first it will download the pre-installer. Pre-installer is very small, some 500 odd KBs. So after that only the real download starts, so don't assume that the download is completed. Okay, so if you open and run it, it will come up. So this is a pre-installer, this is not a complete installer. So pre-installer is like now the Chrome, if you install, like it will come, the Chrome will install only the first part, right, the same way. So the installation is standard. Click next, and then select whatever things you wanted, MinGW, all those things. Okay, so I wanted a shell as well, so I am using the shell, MinGW shell, and the system to set up things. So it's pretty straightforward. Just read it and start the installation. Okay, so I have already installed it, so I'll not go from this part, like, because it will take some time. So, but in my machine I have already installed. This is the same step. If I click next, the full download will get started. Okay, so I'm just quitting it. Okay, going to the Windows where I have installed okay, so just This is the shell. When you click it, this black window will come up. The shell, which is a terminal or command line, whatever you call it, will come in. And I already typed GCC to show that it is working. Okay, so let's go and use the basic thing. I am using Vim. Vim is an editor, if you know it. Like, you can use Notepad++ or Nano, whatever editor. So I'm just in this code, I mean, I'll increase the font size. Okay, it's little very smaller, so change the color now, let it be. Okay, so if I click it, it looks very odd. So let's go back to the original font. Though it is small, it looks neat. Okay, save. Yes, go ahead. So there is no much of code. What I have done is hash include studio.h void main and then printf hello world from GUVI. That's all I have, only one line. Okay, so I save this. You can say use Notepad++ or any text editor to do this. So even cat would solve this problem. Okay, so use that and type it. Let's compile it. pwd. I'm just showing the present working directory. That's a Linux command. So since it's a terminal, it simulates that. So ideally it's like a C:\home and then users, and in that Jagan would be the place. So where my files would be. Okay, let's see whether my files are there. So let's do a ls. Okay, gcc, let's try it first. It compiled gcc first.c. I just compiled it. I am doing ls right now. So it generates a.exe. That is the output file default, and first.c is my code. Okay, if it is a Linux, it will be a.out. It would be okay. Even default name is always a. You can change it to any name, whatever you want to do it. So I'm just pressing it. Oh shit! What I've done? Okay, so I have pressed only a. So it has listed all the files which is having a. So I have to close the. I mean, move on with this. Okay, now let's move to this a.exe. So if I run that, it just prints the hello world from GUVI. Okay, so that's all, straightforward thing. So nothing big or magical about it. Okay, we are clearing it. a.out, a.exe, sorry, here. If it is a Linux, it's a.out. So that's the thing. So you can even change the file name, output file name, to first.out as well. The same applies in Linux environment as well. -o is a flag which says that create the output file with the name whatever I have specified here. Okay, here I have specified first.exe. So please generate the file with the name. So if I don't specify, it will be a.exe. Default extension would be a.exe. That's what I was mentioning in the previous slide. So these are -o is the parameter for it, like a switch we would call it. Okay, so even if you run first.exe, it should do the same. exe, run it, the same output is same, just it prints because there's one line. So that's the thing. So I always advise everyone to use GCC to learn it. Don't use Turbo C. That's a bullshit thing. It will kill your learning process. You will not be learning things properly. Okay, that's all for today. Nothing big. It's very simple and sweet, straightforward. Okay, thank you friends. Bye bye. Go ahead and start learning.